All right, welcome back to the mask unit. This is the second video in masks, and today we're going to be learning about layer masks. I know that I showed you quick masks, and quick masks are a great way to get started using masks, understanding what they work like. They're just like a selection, but I'm going to show you layer masks, and layer masks are actually the way that you're probably going to be using masks 90% of the time. Okay, so I wanted to go with that one first. This is the one that you really need to get in your head though, okay? We're going to go back to our lessons, that mask lesson folder. Let's open up both the mask 1 and mask 2 files. We're going to be using both of those today. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to add this black and white cow. We're going to add it into this image here. Now usually you go here, you make your selection, you pull it over, but I'm going to show you that there's a better way, a much better way. In order to do that, what we're going to do is we're actually going to pull this entire image on. So grab your move tool, and I want you to click and drag the black and white cow onto the brown image, or the brown cow here. Go ahead and close this. So I could go into quick mask mode and make a mask, but I'm going to show you the way that you're probably going to be making masks, like I said, the majority of the time. And that's through something called the layer mask. In your layers panel, I want you to locate this button at the bottom. It's called Add Layer Mask. If I click on that, it's going to look like nothing has happened. But in the layers panel, you'll see this link and you'll see a blank mask. Right now, there is nothing on this mask. You need to add the glass to mask things out. What we want to mask out is we actually want to mask out the grass around our cow. So I'm going to grab the brush. And you might be wondering, well, where did that red go? I'll show you. So what is acting like? Because remember I said black adds? Well, it's adding to the mask. If I look here, notice now there's black showing up in here. It almost looks like it's erasing from the image, but it's not. So I'm going to go through this and do this to yourself. We're going around, we're erasing basically everything that isn't our black and white cow. And it can get a little visually kind of confusing, but give it your best shot. And I can free transform these, which is what I'm about to do here. Okay, so notice everything is still there behind this image, and I'm going to prove this to you in a second. I can still move my cow around. I can free transform my cow, which I'm going to want you to do, make it a little bit smaller here. Okay, so you free transform your cow. You zoom in. Notice I can still come in now. As long as I click on this and grab my black, I can still continue blocking out. Plus, here's the nice thing. If I would have just made this selection from the other file and drag it on, I've lost information. All of that is still there. So if I need to flip that back and be like, oops, nope, I accidentally, let's say I accidentally cut out his whole leg. You're like, ah, that's gone forever. No, it's not. Just click back your white. That leg is still there. Blows your mind, right? It's still there. Everything is still there. And if you need to turn off that other background layer so you can see it, it's still there. So if I lost part of the other, there you go. I can bring it back. Or I can flip my black back, block it out again. It just allows you a lot more control, because I guarantee you, I'm sure it's happened to you sometimes before, you think you got all of something and then you didn't. Okay, so go ahead and refine your mask here. And when you're done, make sure you turn both layers on. We're going to add another cow here. But before we do that, let's go to File, Save As. save this in your computer graphics folder, in your lessons folder. Call it Mask 2. All right, I want you to go to my animals folder in the digital image archive. And I'm gonna let you pick any animal you want. Don't care what animal it is, but it does need to be an animal that kind of would fit inside this image size-wise, or so don't have just like a big head of something. What's our first step? Number one, we gotta drag that whole image on there. And then I'm gonna free transform. So I got my bear. You can pick whatever one you want. Stop the video and do that now. And resize it so it is an appropriate size. Okay, we're gonna do this slightly different now. We're still gonna do a layer mask, but we're gonna do it differently. We're gonna do it through a quick mask first, then add the layer. It depends on how much you have to block out. We have a lot to block out here around my bear, and you might in yours. So one way you can do that is you can go into quick mask mode first. So let's do that. So we're gonna go into quick mask mode, which is this button over here as a reminder. Let's go ahead, and this time we're gonna paint with black over your object. Okay, we're going to pretend that this is a great selection, a great mask, even though it isn't. You're going to get out of quick mask mode. We want to keep this protected. So now we've got everything, we've got the bear protected. We want to apply the mask to the area around it, and this is where it gets a little confusing. So if you're going to go into quick mask mode, you have to go to select. Actually, no, I lied. So we're going to leave it here. We're going to come over to our layers panel. Now we're going to click that layer mask button. It was right the first time. I always forget this, guys. It was right the first time. You need to select inverse this. Now click on that mask button. Again, all of that stuff is there. So if I need to zoom in, and notice like around his paw, I messed up. It's got to be on that. And because I have too much here, I need to paint with black. Notice it blocks it out. If I left part of his fur out, just reverse it. And it brings it back. So if you turn it off, you can see all, and those things are still on there. All of that information is there. So see, I got a little bit of green there. It's just a matter of trying to remember, do I need to paint with black or white? All right, once you have your 3 animal collage, you can move them wherever you want on there. Go ahead and go to File, Save, and you are done with your second video. Congrats, good job.